Hello, hello, hello. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening to you, wherever you may be joining us from today. I want to welcome you to another episode of Chat with Themmy. My name is Titi Ahamba, and I am the host of Chat with Themmy. I am so excited to have you on the show with me today. And as usual, it's going to get real, it's going to get amazing. It's going to be insightful. Definitely, because today's guest is hot, hot, hot. She's really good at what she does. And she's super amazing, guys. If you've been on this journey, you know what the other episodes have done for you. You want to share this, you want to follow on LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram, and as well as subscribe to our YouTube channel and download this from our podcast as well. Definitely, I'm talking to an amazing lady who is a career consultant. If you're looking to navigate your professional life, if you're looking to, you know, make a pivot, if you're looking to marry your purpose and your career, definitely you got to stay glued to this. If you need to get popcorn, definitely get popcorn because it's going to get interesting. And do come with your notepads and your pens because you're going to be getting some masterclass info, okay? Right here on Chat with Timmy. And I am going to bring up my guest, none other but Miss Hope Lenore. All right, give me drum roll, guys. If you don't give me drum roll, you're not gonna see her. Okay, give me drum roll. Right here. Hi, Madam Lenore. How are you?
I am great, Themmy. I'm excited to be in your show. Thank you so much for having me. I love your energy. I love the conversations that you're having. So I'm excited. I'm excited to be here.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate you taking time off to connect and, come on here to educate us because Chat with Timing is all about educating, inspiring, and empowering our community. There's too many bad things happening already in the world. So the least we can do is to, give people a breath of fresh air, to be able to steer their lives in the right direction. And I love the fact that you are a professional consultant, you're a career consultant. And when I saw this topic, I'm like, I am waiting to get your perspective because I saw I'm like professional purpose. Like when we hear purpose, everything that comes to us is like, okay, what are we on earth to do? I've
Mm,
never really broken it down to say, okay, professionally, what is this supposed to look like? Or, in general, what is this supposed to look like? We just go straight for, as life for life in general.
mm,
What is our purpose? Why are we on earth? But then for you, it's like, bring it to the marketplace, bring it to the workplace.
yeah,
What's your purpose? What's your purpose in your job?
absolutely.
So,
Yeah.
guys, if you want to know how you can marry your life purpose and your career to live a fulfilled life while you're on the clock, she is your go-to, guys. Like, I cannot wait for her to spill the bees because she's amazing. Just, I get the opportunity to firsthand experience the guests before they come to you. Y'all, I am filled already, so I cannot wait for her to dish out more value. Please go ahead and introduce yourself, Miss Hope. I'll be happy to hear you.
Yeah, you've done a great job already. You said all the things. So yes, I am a career consultant. So what I do is I actually go into organizations, corporations, and some nonprofit organizations. I also, when invited, when groups ask me to come and talk to their colleagues or their friends, I do that as well. What I do is talk to them about professional purpose. Because here's the thing, a lot of times we get in our careers or go on the career journey and we just, this is not it, or we don't feel fulfilled no matter how good we are, no matter how much money we make. It's like something is missing, or I'm
Mm-hmm.
not supposed to be here. Just having that feeling of not knowing and not feeling the value that you actually have or given. The thing with that too is that for so long we have the assumption that our spirituality, our purpose spiritually, is for those sacred places like churches or synagogues or maybe even our community. But when we get to work, we're a whole nother person. But we can't figure out, like, what is this missing? So years ago, what I discovered was that my spiritual purpose and my career strength, it's the same. And if I
Wow.
actually took that to my workplace, That's when I felt more fulfilled. That's when I felt like this is what I'm here to do. I'm fulfilled. And it doesn't mean that work doesn't get hard, but it's more fulfilling. Like I'm here and I did what I was supposed to do. I've met the expectation that I'm here for. I do
Yeah.
want to make it clear too that um, purpose that I'm talking about, professional purpose, again, that's your career strengths, your spiritual purpose or your spiritual gift. The same thing is your professional purpose. I want to make
Wow.
sure that people are clear that purpose is not the way I'm defining it, is not a checklist of, oh, my purpose for being at work is I've got to take these many calls, or I have to finish
Mhm.
these many accounts, or I have to type this fast. That's not purpose. It's you as a human being. What are you designed to do? What's the value that you give? The gifts that you have to other people that you feel completely fulfilled about.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's such a powerful way to put it because, like you said, when we hear purpose, we think, okay, it's just spiritually. Like the Bible
Mhm.
said, the whole duty of man is to please God, right? We're here to please God. But
Mhm.
then, how are you pleasing God with your work?
Yeah.
How are you pleasing God in your community? And the Bible love diligence. The Bible talk about diligence a lot. The Bible talk about integrity a lot. So these are some of the things that we have to bring to the marketplace. We have to bring to the business place.
Mhm.
We have to bring to our careers and our offices and our schools, irrespective of where we are. Like if our whole duty on earth is to honor God, how are we honoring God in our jobs? How
Mhm.
are we honoring God in the people that we serve? And the things that we do, the knowledge that we have, and the gifts that has been assigned to each of us, how we oh boy, like
Yeah.
this is such a powerful topic to talk about your professional purpose and its effect. So like uh, um how did you that period of navigating understanding that your spiritual purpose matches your career, right? How was that process like for you?
Yeah. So I actually wrote a book about it because so many people like you, they were asking, how do I do this? And I wanted to make sure that any clients I talk to or anybody in the world, it's not something you have to be anxious about. I can't find it, or stressed, or feel like I got to chase this whatever purpose I have to chase after. It's not something you chase or find. It's already there.
You
It's
have
a
to
matter
discover
of
it.
you engaging it. It's a
Hmm.
matter of you appreciating what that is. So for me, being in the moment or being present, and I'm sure we've heard of that for a lot of times, being present, it really means something. What I noticed is that when I was in corporate America, every time this particular topic came about, I got this rush. I was excited. I wanted to talk about this particular topic more, no matter who is in the room. If it was someone that just started the company, if it was a executive, whatever it is, I wanted to talk about it. I wanted to learn more about that particular topic. What
Wow.
I also realized is that when I learned what my spiritual gift is, and that for me, it was taking an assessment. It is the gift of prophecy. And some people, we all look at movies and we have this idea about prophecy,
Hmm.
which is very different. But what it is, it's actually delivering that message or giving instruction. We don't know why. It's divinely given to us, but we're sharing with that person. What I realized in corporate America, when people came to me to talk about their careers, they didn't have to do an assessment for me. I didn't have to talk to them for a long time, but I would get this divine message to share with them about
Wow.
where they should be and where they should go. And
Wow.
so when I was, in a corporate environment talking about professional development or career mobility, or how do we help people move here? Should these people move there? That is what got me jazzed. And it's like, this is the same thing. What I
Yeah.
do spiritually is the same thing as what I love and get jazzed about professionally.
Where you're working.
And I was like, this is it. And if I do this, It doesn't mean that I'm always going to have a great day. When I leave, no matter how hard the day has been, I still feel fulfilled. I did something. And I don't go home thinking, oh my gosh, it's another day. And I got to
Wow.
felt more loyal to the company. I was more innovative, coming up with creative ideas to help get people in the right places.
Wow.
Just like I would have if I were to deliver instruction to someone because of prophecy, I would think creatively, how can I tell this person where they don't feel uncomfortable
Mm-hmm.
or wonder, like, why is she telling me this? you know, but to make it, very approachable and conversational when I'm delivering what that is.
Wow. I don't know
So,
how many I don't know how many people would think of it this way because like you're saying, it's like prophecy. Sometimes it's not comfortable
mm,
to pass the right message or a timely message to someone. But I mean, you were given it for a reason, so you have to say it. So
yes.
just find a way to navigate around the edginess of that conversation to just, have them to digest it without feeling, uncomfortable or,
Mm.
the atmosphere being a little weird. That's I think that's a gift. I don't think that's a skill. I think that's a gift because honestly, sometimes it could go left, sometimes it could go right, right?
It could.
So,
It could. Knock on wood. So far, I've been blessed for it not to go. But you know what? That does. That is a part of emotional intelligence too, which any of us can learn and grow our emotional intelligence. And as we know, that's how you communicate to people in a way that they'll receive it. What do they want to hear? What do we want to tell them? How can we tell them? How will they receive it? Emotional Intelligence 2.0 is a great book, by the way. So, for any of our listeners out there, again, Emotional Intelligence 2.0, not my book, not profiting from telling you, but it is a great book to read and learn from as far as
wow.
communicating. Yeah.
For someone for someone who's looking to pivot, maybe they were out of job for a long time, maybe they're looking to leave industry A versus industry B and stuff like that. For someone who's looking to uh, um, navigate into tech or just have a crisscross of industry because
Mhm.
the people to go there, what what would you advise them? How would you advise them to take that step?
Yeah. Know yourself first. And it's true. I'm sure we've been told that a lot of times. First thing, know who you are. Who are you? And who are you is part of what is that purpose?
Hmm.
Now, no matter where you go in your career, it doesn't mean that you have to leave your purpose behind. So for me, I will tell you, I did not leave my professional purpose behind. I've been in broadcasting, that's both television and radio. I've been in cybersecurity. I've been in operations. I've
Wow.
been in phones. I've been
Okay.
talent management. So all of those places, it doesn't mean that I have to change what my professional purpose is, because in all of those instances, I was able to take my professional purpose with me. So you can be creative and about engaging that. Also, if it's something that you want to do, follow the tips that career coaches are telling you, which is branding. Be solid. And it doesn't mean just do a good job. Being
Hmm.
solid, you have to teach people who you are and what you're there for. So that means when you talk, you're talking about, here's how I can help you. Here's the value that I can help bring to your team. When you're sending emails, think about what your signature before your name says about you. Again, you're repeating, telling people who you are. So there's so many opportunities to constantly solidify your brand. So that's the way to help navigate where you want to go, whether that's technology or broadcasting or
Wow.
anywhere else.
And
You,
I think what you just said is so apt because a lot of times people be like, I'm in this space, I want to get to that space. Because uh, um I still do, but not so very often. I help people to like optimize their LinkedIn profile and be able to like position themselves on LinkedIn to attract their IG customers. Sometimes they're like, okay, I'm working in this company and I'm starting this business. I don't want my bosses or my coworkers to be poking noses or in my business. So how do I, be able to put my best foot forward to be able to attract the people I want for my business? And then sometimes I don't know who gave them this idea, but sometimes they'd be like, you have to start afresh, or you need a whole new profile, or you need to delete stuff. And I'm like, no, people like to see you transparent a little bit. They want to see you how you're navigating from this place to that place. And you could simply just change that or like introduce your new, service or your new serve or your new purpose or your new activities by the conversations you're having, by the content you're creating. And you don't need to say, okay, now I'm in education now, or now I'm in tech now. No, you don't need to announce that. You could literally pick lessons from your current career or your current job to marry that into what you're doing as a person. Say, for instance, what brings you peace, what brings you happiness, what makes you, you light up when you're talking about that particular topic and stuff. I'm like, you have a rich culture, you have a rich experience to fetch from, which
Mm-hmm.
is your people have spent like 10, 20 years in your job. And sometimes they just want to ignore or discard that to start afresh. And I'm like, no, you can literally pick from that rich experience by sharing your story and aligning it with what now you want to do. Like, for
Yeah.
instance, okay, from tech, you went to talent management, you're in, cybersecurity and different things like that. But like you said, you never left your professional purpose behind. You have a
Mhm.
gift of helping people navigate certain things. So, irrespective of what industry you entered or what industry you're operating at whatever time it was, you are still helping people.
Yeah.
You are still helping people see the light. You are still helping people understand to say, okay, am
Yeah.
I in the right space? Am I in the wrong space? What can I do if I'm in the right space? How can I level up myself and different things like that? I think that's very important, especially what would you say is the effect of operating in your professional purpose, and how does that affect you both positively and negatively if you're operating in your professional purpose, and if you're not operating in your professional purpose? Do you have like real case studies and human scenarios that you can share with us?
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm glad you asked that question, because I did write a white paper on it. And if anybody's listening and they want a copy, just contact. You can connect with me via LinkedIn, social media, whatever, and I will send you
Definitely.
a copy of that white paper. But what it talks about is some of the research where it shows those who know, or engage their professional purpose, they're less likely to have a heart attack, less likely to have a stroke,
Is it
less
that serious?
yes, less likely to um, have Alzheimer's. For
Wow.
business leaders, they also see the effects of their employees who engage their professional purpose because they're more loyal, they're more
Wow.
innovative, and so many other things because they know what their professional purpose is. So there's so many benefits associated with that. Now, I can go back and say, well, if they don't acknowledge their professional purpose, then all these bad things will happen. Um, but I won't, because what we're doing, which I love, what you said that you do, inspire, educate, empower. And my hope is that more people will be inspired by this, educated by this, empowered by this, where they don't have to worry about what are all the bad things that are going to happen to me.
Wow.
What I want them to know is here's an opportunity to get so many good things,
Yeah.
so much more fulfillment, so much just clearer direction in your life of I know where I want to go, and because I know who I am and I'm engaging it, I'm building credibility on my resume. I'm building credibility on that business I want to have in the future, or that business that I just started now. Because I know and I'm engaging it, it's more than feeling fulfilled. It's being able to voice to others who I am instead of people saying, "What do you do?" and "Who are you?" and we can't quite answer because We don't have anything yet. But acknowledging who we are gives people the idea, okay, then you're the go-to person for this. Okay, now I know you better, so I feel more comfortable with you, or I trust you, or I'm clear about who you are. There's so many things that I can
Wow.
talk about that are good about engaging in. That's what I hope people leave with.
Now I want to understand. So, for instance, um, and you can answer that in a way that will empower me, right, or
Mhm.
empower the audience. If I'm not operating in my professional purpose, what are some of the signs I should look out for?
Yeah. So one of my favorite signs is that rush. When you have that feeling when you talk
Mhm.
about this or you do that, document it. Say, you know what? I talked about this today, and I just felt like I want to talk about it some more, or I couldn't stop talking about it, or I wanted to learn more. I was really listening to what the person said about it, and I just wanted to soak it all in. What is that? What was that thing? What was that topic that you were talking about? Or if it was
Wow.
something we're doing, what is it that you were doing that really gave you this jazz feeling? Those are some ways to kind of think about it. There are free spiritual online tests you can take. There's a book called Strengths Finder, which is not free, but Strengths Finder 2.0 has an assessment code in the back of their book that you can take, and that's more around career strengths, and you can kind of navigate for yourself. Though, of course, eventually you do want to talk to somebody, but you can start there by finding those out yourself and comparing them.
Guys, if you're listening, and this topic is so near and dear to me because I feel like she said, before you make a decision, you want to know yourself. So before you take your next step, you want to understand who you are and what you can and cannot do, what you're capable and not capable of, and also what you need along your journey, how you can get there, what you can improve to be able to get you the next step on your journey. And if you definitely want to chat, I don't know much about this, you want to reach out to her on LinkedIn because she's your go-to person, right? You want to connect with her, ask her all the right questions, and definitely if you can have her by your side to work with you, like, you're in safe hands, right? It's like, who would you rather go to? The doctor who doesn't know what's going on with you, or the doctor who can tell you, okay, this, and then they have the right solutions for you. Okay, so definitely you wanna, especially sometimes, I think one way I have realized that I'm not operating in my purpose is, there's this sense of anxiety and I'm feeling like I'm not enough, irrespective of how much of my best I'm giving. It's like I'm never enough. I'm not doing my best. I'm not. I don't have sparkles. I'm not shining. I'm just like on the clock. I'm just doing a routine, right? And then there's no joy. There's no, sometimes there's no peace. The money may be coming, but there's no satisfaction to say,
Yeah.
okay, I am, because I have done something where I was getting less money and I got way more satisfaction
Hmm.
versus I was in a space, I was getting the money, it was coming on time, I had a lot of beautiful perks around that, but I wasn't happy.
Hmm.
I was
Yeah.
like, life was just leaving me on a daily basis.
Yeah.
And like every time I like to remind myself that I have tasted toxic and I have tasted healthy. And
Mm.
before I take on anything more on my plate, I'm like, okay, how healthy are you? You know, I'm not so much concerned about the money no more. I'm like, okay, does this is this gonna take away my peace of mind? Is this gonna, disturb my sense of, you know, pride and joy in doing what I'm doing? If I like to say, if it's gonna turn my stomach, then I don't want it.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
care how much it's gonna pay me. If that's gonna get me some kind of upset stomach, no, I don't need it, right? So just like you said, um, we need to understand that, okay, what brings us that jazz, and sometimes the money may not be immediate,
Mhm. Yeah.
but um, the more you go, you tend to attract the right people who's going to see that value to be able to pay you that money that you're worth,
Yeah.
and that's what
Yeah.
I've come to understand.
And you'll be able to tell your story too. One thing that I want to add to is sometimes we can get in a place where we're not supposed to be and feel like we're not enough, but it's just the opposite.
The place
We're
is wrong.
more, we're more than enough. So if we can't exhibit all of the value that we bring, or the more than enough, the extraordinary person that we are, or people that we are, then it doesn't mean we're not enough. It means that this space is not enough to hold who we are and all that we have.
I like how you put it. It's not you that is the problem, it's the space that is the problem.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
That's such a powerful way to see it.
yeah.
And
And so,
now, if you look at it that way, you'll be focusing on, okay, now how do I get out of this space that don't see my value, that's too small for me? How can I get into a space where I can manifest and manifest freely?
yeah, it's so many things because you can think about how can I get into another space where I can manifest freely, I can sparkle, I can shine more right now. Or you can say, how do I make this space shine for me? So I have to admit, there are some times I've been in spaces where it's like, sure, I feel stuck. Like there's more that I can give, there's more that I can do, but I'm just here. And then I thought, how do I make this space shine? How do
Wow.
I show my value to make this space shine so that I am showing all of the extraordinary things that are a part of me? So I'll tell a
Wow.
story. I was working for a company, and I wanted to coach um, every associate in that particular group.
Wow.
I wasn't their manager, and I felt like, oh my gosh, this is not. I'm just in this small box. So I went to the leader and I said, hey, I want to have a professional development, and that's being bold. It's being brave. It's saying what it is that you want and you need. I went and said, I want to have and lead professional development sessions with every associate in this group. And at that time, it was maybe 150 associates. And so he said, sure.
Mm.
If we don't ask and we don't approach, we don't know, we make all these
That's
assumptions.
how always be known.
Yeah. And I wasn't ready for I even though I took the move, I wasn't ready for the sure or the yes. And in my
Wow.
mind, I'm thinking he's probably going to ask, well, what's the plan? Or he did not. He was like, sure, go ahead. And I did it. So I created professional development sessions for each manager's team in that group. What I was doing was taking time off, giving them time back, giving them an
Wow.
hour back. Give me your team for an hour. And you just go do whatever you need to do, whether it's admin work you need to work on or you need to get some coffee.
Okay.
Give me
Okay.
your team for an hour. And I would just rotate and do that with all the teams in that group. And so for me, that was a way of sparkling, shining, building my resume, my credibility, living in my professional purpose, and getting that fulfillment that I needed for that particular job. It didn't exist. I created. So I love to tell that story to me because I want people to know that you don't have to stay there and say, okay, when it changes or when I fix it or when I
You
save,
can change it. Yeah.
do it while you're there. We're not.
Wow. This is such a, and I could just literally picture it because it's a real story, it's a real experience. It's just a powerful thing to do because I mean you took the bull by the horn. Like literally, you took the bull by the horn, and then she's like, "Can you borrow your team to me for an hour? Okay, what do you want to do to them? You know?" And that's pretty brave. That's
Yeah,
brave. That's daring. That's because I'm not sure you knew how it was gonna turn out. You just like, you know what? I just gotta ask because if I don't
yeah,
ask, I'll never know. So
yeah,
if I want to know, I'm gonna reach out and ask.
yeah,
So
yeah.
that's thank you so much, Miss Hope, for giving me your time
Absolutely.
and educating. I mean, this is such a wholesome conversation. I could take you for the entire evening.
I
Like I
love
am
talking to you.
honored to have you educate I'm all of the three. You've educated me, you've inspired me, you empowered me. Especially the fact that if you're in a space that is not right for you, instead of saying how can I get out of there, you look for ways to make it shine for you. To
Mm-hmm.
say, okay, this is my zone of genius. If you just given the opportunity to show you, you're not gonna regret it. And I if I didn't take anything from this conversation, that really stood out for me because I think I've been in that space and I did not think that.
Mm-hmm.
I took a bow and I was out, right? So that's such a powerful way to challenge both yourself and the space.
Mm-hmm.
If if you weren't gonna get the opportunity, it's like, okay, we like the way we are, you know, we don't want you to be doing things around here that we didn't ask you to do and stuff like that. But also, on the other hand, knowing that you're willing to be open minded and to learn and to give you the opportunity to showcase what you can do and
Yes.
be able to, accept your bravery and not be threatened by your bravery. I think I commend both sides. I commend both sides because your leaders did well to be able to interest their team to you to say,
Mm-hmm.
okay, let's see what you're gonna make of them. And I'm sure they never regretted their actions of, giving you that opportunity to make that space sparkle. So it was a win-win. It didn't just sparkle for you, it sparkled for all of them,
Yeah.
right? So guys, if you want to connect with Miss Hope, like check her out on LinkedIn. Send her a message. She spoke about sharing her white paper on some of these things with you. So if you get there, just say chat with Timmy, and she'll quickly remember it. All right. She's had so much fun on here today. She's gonna remember you guys, and she'll be able to connect with you. All right. So thank you so much, Miss Hope, for taking your time.
Thank
This
you.
episode was a blast, as all the other episodes. Trust me, I can't wait to see my people experience what I've experienced behind the scenes. And these are just so lovely to be able to enjoy your wealth of wisdom, your wealth of knowledge that just backs in
Yeah.
it, and it feels so 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 good that I get firsthand. It's like you being in the kitchen with the chef. You get to test all the recipes before you get to the restaurant. That's how I feel right now, y'all.
That is nice.
I get to have all the flavors, test everything behind the scenes, and then like if you start having your light bulb moments, I'm like, okay, been there, done that, been there, done that, and that's the moment I'm having right here. So thank you so much for your time,
Well, you're welcome.
for being willing to come on here to educate, inspire, and empower us. I really do appreciate you. And guys, until the next episode, it's going to be fire, definitely. Until the next episode, guys, I want you to take this information, steer your life in the right direction. And of course, I am rooting for you and I want to see your testimonials and saying, if this thought you had, share it, grab a snippet of it, take it to your friends, share it to your family, share it to your space. Let's put enough positive light out in the world for us all to be guided and to live a life of our purpose. All right. So until next episode, I'll see you guys. Bye
Thanks
bye.
for having me.